If you refuse to comply permanently, you will be amazed how far you can get as an individual. So let me give you an example. My tax affairs are fully in order in Romania because I pay 3%. But when I lived in England, I refused to pay tax. It was 40%. So they started sending me letters and threatening me. You know what you do? Ignore the letters. Ignore. Then they start sending people around to my house. Where's Andrew? Oh, he's not here. And they give up because everyone's a coward and fills in the form. I don't fill in forms. No, you want my money? Come get it. Come get it.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Andrew Tate has gotten some bad news, and this time it involves his beloved supercar collection. The UK police have seized another £180,000 from Andrew Tate, money from a deposit he paid in 2021 on an Aston Martin Valhalla supercar. The Devon and Cornwall police say that these funds came from tax evasion and money laundering. They obtained the amount with account freezing and forfeiture orders under the Proceeds of Crime Act, orders which the Tates did not oppose. Sarah Clark of the Devon and Cornwall Police told a judge on Thursday that the funds came from a Coinbase cryptocurrency account which held multiple cryptocurrencies purchased with funds derived from the Tates' business activities, and that no tax or VAT had been paid on the funds. This seizure of funds follows on from a ruling in December last year that the police could seize over £2 million or $3 million in unpaid taxes. It was found that they hadn't paid a penny on $21 million of revenue from the War Room, Hustlers University, the Cobra Tate website, and OnlyFans between 2014 and 2022. I find it very interesting to take a walk down memory lane to see what the Tates were saying about this tax evasion ruling in the UK. It may come as no surprise to many of you that they absolutely could not keep their story straight. Let's have a listen to Andrew in this video he uploaded in July when the court date for this tax evasion ruling was announced. Listen to him tell his fans how this is a setup, that he paid his taxes, and that he simply has a complicated tax structure.
So in case you haven't seen the news, now the UK government has instructed their propaganda arm to tell everybody that I'm a tax evader and I owe £21 million of taxes. They know this is false, and I'm going to prove in court that this is false. They know that I have a complicated tax structure, and they're going to deliberately pretend they cannot see the very obvious places I've already paid my tax, so that they can come at me and attack me and put me all over the MSM and try to insult me again. Let's quickly say he's a tax evader. God, tax evasion isn't even a slander. What, I don't give you my money. Let's imagine I fucking evaded tax, which I didn't. All you'd be saying is I don't pay for more bombs to drop on innocent Gazan children. Oh, I'm sorry, boo-hoo. You know I paid my tax, British government. I've paid my taxes. I've done nothing wrong. I'll beat this case, I'll beat every other fucking case. And all you're doing by putting this on the news is proving that I'm rich. Thanks.
Andrew Tate in July last year, furious and adamant that he had paid his taxes and that it was all a government setup. But yet, when the Tates lost this court case in December of that year, only months later, all of a sudden he hadn't paid his taxes and he thought it was cool and funny.
You're right, I do have a civil finding for tax evasion though. It turns out England wanted me to pay my tax, but I thought they said, don't worry about it, relax. And you know how my hearing is a little bit off sometimes. I thought they said, don't worry about it, relax.
I could have swear they said relax too, to be honest.
What they actually said was, you're rich, you have to pay your fair share. But I heard, don't worry about the cash, I don't care.
Nice.
It was a simple misunderstanding. So yes, I have civilly been found liable for tax evasion. Whoops.
See, what they said was, we need to pay the money. But I thought they said, you and your brother are really funny.
That's what I heard. What they actually said was, pay your taxes or you're going to end up with a civil charge. But I heard, why don't you take your money and go and live large?
Nice. Nice. And we did do that.
We did. It's a misunderstanding. I misheard them. Everyone hates tax evaders. I mean, everyone I know has said to me, Tristan, I can no longer be your fan because you accidentally didn't pay some tax. As you know, that's happened millions of times. I've lost all my fans.
It's not like
everyone cares.
It's not like everybody realizes their government are corrupt and they waste all the money on garbage anyway. And anybody who's rich tries not to pay tax as much as possible. And all the large corporations in the world don't pay tax. And all the large celebrities in the world don't pay tax. And all these big internationals don't pay tax. Politicians don't pay tax. All the rich people have never paid tax ever, which is why they made the tax code so difficult on purpose. It's not like people understand that. No, in fact, it's not like we've been getting thousands of messages saying don't pay them. They just use it for bombs to drop on Gaza children anyway.
This is what tends to happen when you dribble more garbage and lie more than anyone in the world. It becomes impossible to keep up with your own bullshit. Andrew would love his fans to think that he doesn't care about this money, and he knew this was going to happen when he didn't pay his taxes, but he has so much money that he wouldn't even notice it missing. But this is just plain incorrect. His statements from this period between 2014 and 2022 make it very clear that he believed he was going to get away with this, that he had found loopholes to get away with paying no taxes and was outsmarting the authorities, when in reality he doesn't even have the slightest clue how taxes work. We are going to look at a few clips which are cited in the UK tax evasion case against the Tate brothers, starting with this all-time classic clip of Andrew bragging about how he doesn't pay taxes in the UK and saying that if you just ignore your taxes in the UK, eventually they will just give up.
Every single system in the world is based on complicity. They cannot enforce systems. The IRS cannot enforce you to pay your taxes. The police cannot enforce you to wear a mask. There are not enough enforcers. Everything is based on complicity. If you refuse to comply permanently, you will be amazed how far you can get as an individual. And I mean this. So let me give you an example. My tax affairs are fully in order in Romania because I pay 3%. But when I lived in England, I refused to pay tax. It was 40%. So they started sending me letters and threatening me. You know what you do? You know what most people would do? Reply to the letter, get a clever accountant. Guess what I did? Ignore the letters. Ignore. Then they start sending people around to my house. Where's Andrew? Oh, he's not here. Ignore. There becomes a point where there's a cost-benefit analysis where they sit down and go, we don't know where this guy is. We don't even know how much money he has. We don't know if he's going to pay. He might have left the country. This is a waste of our time. And they give up because everyone's a coward and fills in the form. I don't fill in forms. No, you want my money, come get it. Come get it.
And come get it, they did. There is no doubt in this clip that Andrew thought that he would get away with never paying his taxes in the UK. He thought that if he just ignored the letters, they would give up. This is made even more moronic when you consider the fact that he actively tried to get famous while bragging about how much money he was earning and how he wasn't paying any taxes. In this next clip, which also was used against him in the UK tax evasion ruling, Andrew gives the viewers of this podcast some of his loopholes that he says can help UK citizens pay 0% taxes if they own an online business in Dubai.
Our companies are based here and we moved to Dubai. How long do we have to live there for it to be tax-free?
I know that they're bringing in a corporation tax, but that's only if you're doing business inside of Dubai. But let's say you had an online company which is based out of Dubai and you're making money online and the money is banked in Dubai. You don't owe the UK a fucking thing. You don't owe a penny. So why
when are we moving, Dad?
Yeah, you don't owe them a penny. And
unbelievable. You don't owe them a penny, he says. Just in case there is anyone watching this who I need to make this clear to, you cannot get away with paying 0% taxes as a UK citizen by simply setting up an online business based out of Dubai. Again, this is beyond someone simply refusing to pay taxes because they think it's based and they are so rich that they can get away with it. Andrew actually thought that he had a loophole here. This next clip, again used against Andrew in court, is from his infamous webcam course, where he taught other men how to sex traffic women into webcam pornography. Have a listen to how he thinks he can use taxes to maximize his profit.
tax is also another important element for controlling your woman. You're not going to pay anybody tax because you're getting paid in Bitcoin. So you don't need to pay tax to anybody. But you need to tell your girl that you're paying the tax. Because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work. So the girl's working with you, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, we've made this much money, but I'm going to pay the tax to make sure we don't get in trouble. She'll sit there and go, okay. Now that allows you to do two things. One, it's another control element. If I work with him, my tax is not a problem. If I do it alone, I have to deal with taxes. Taxes are complicated. So control element. Secondly, it allows you to pay her a smaller percentage. So I used to pay my girls 30%. So for every $10,000 they made, I'd give them 3, and I'd keep 7. They thought they were on 50%. And I said that the disparity is because of taxes. So you're on 50%, but we had to pay the tax first, and then it's 50-50. If they say, why is it 50-50? Because I'm the one on camera. You say, because I'm the one typing, I'm the one with the property you're working in, I'm the one paying the bills, the electricity, I'm the one who's, and the electricity and every other maintenance cost of this property, I'm the one who bought the equipment, I'm the one who knows what he's doing, I'm the one with the knowledge, I'm the da-da-da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up, go online. And they should be pretty happy with that if they respect you as a person overall. So really you're paying 30, you tell them you're paying 50, the difference is in the tax. That's where the disparity lies, taxes. If they don't believe you or they want to get fresh or whatever, print out some tax forms. I used to do this all the time. I used to print out some random tax forms and say, yeah, sign here and sign this. What is it? It's for the tax. You want to pay the tax or not? Oh, okay. And they just sign away. They don't know what they're fucking signing. I'll throw them away afterwards. But they think something's happening. Something real's happening. Nothing's happening besides me getting rich. Anyway, so tax is another important element to keep control of the girl.
Oh dear. Firstly, for any crypto bros watching, I hope you understand that you do have to pay taxes on Bitcoin. I hope everyone watching understands that lying about how much tax you're paying and producing fraudulent tax forms to defraud your employees is clearly illegal. And I hope any of the Tate's fans who are watching understand that one of the elements to fit the legal definition of human trafficking is fraud. I think it's conclusively proven that Andrew and Tristan Tate don't just refuse to pay their taxes because they think it's cool and because they're so rich. The reality is they genuinely do not have a clue how taxes even work. This was again made clear several months ago when they were pretending to launch a political party called Bruv, as they were talking about how they were going to change the tax structure in the UK. It was again made clear that these supposed successful businessmen did not understand even the basics about how taxes work.
A transparent and fair tax system. My brother and I were recently accused of tax evasion and had our money stolen.
We didn't even live in England. We haven't lived there in 10 years. We didn't understand exactly why they think we owed them taxes in Devon, where I've never been, but apparently we did.
The tax code is deliberately confusing, and it's confusing to allow the elites to evade tax and for the poor people to be screwed by tax. And the worst thing about it is if you're an elite like us who says things they don't like, they then pretend that your complicated tax structure is not fine, even though it's been fine most of your life and everyone else you know who's rich does it, and they screw you with the law. The current tax code is a labyrinth. It's punishing success and driving talent away. Why, if you have an online business, would you sit in the UK with this labyrinth of tax codes paying 50% tax when you can move your business to Dubai and pay 0? So we will have a new simplified tax code that can be read and understood by the layman in under 20 minutes. No hidden pitfalls or penalties as you get richer. Success will be rewarded, not penalized.
To be clear, this complicated tax structure that Andrew Tate speaks of is never pay taxes. Ignore the letters and calls reminding you to pay your taxes and complain that it is a government conspiracy when taxman comes for those taxes. When you hear of wealthy and powerful people using loopholes to pay a tiny percentage of taxes compared to the working class, this is not what they are talking about. To all of you who follow the Tates and even pay money to the real world to learn how to be a successful businessman, this really is a clear example of the blind, leading the blind. That's it for this video, and in my next video, we are going to talk about the Tate's bumbling lawyer, Joseph McBride, going on a rampage and filing a bunch of ridiculous lawsuits, including against Meta and TikTok, that in my opinion have a 0% chance of winning. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any updates. You can also support the channel by joining as a member. And please consider making a donation to support our legal defense against the frivolous lawsuits which Andrew and Tristan Tate have filed against myself and others. To read more about the lawsuits or make a donation, you can go to www.truthversustate.com.